Hello and welcome to another video. So today I am going to tell you a story about a king who always wanted a new dress. So let's begin. So once upon a time there was a king. The king was a very popular and also a very famous king, but the king was not very loud because he would always spend all of the tax money on his new dresses. Every day the king would come in new dresses. Like today if he wears this magenta or red dress, yes, tomorrow he will wear a new yellow dress, and this isn't like that he would wear a new dress on and on and on. He would always buy a new dress and he will not ever wear the old dress ever again. So his tailors were fed up of him. They were always sewing new clothes and new clothes. They never got a raise, and they were also very much suffered in the king's basement. Even though they had a lot of food, but they weren't very delicious. So the tailors were also very mad and also very jealous at the king's life. So as the tailors today sewed and sewed and sewed and sewed the new dress, suddenly they got a new idea, and so they took out the dress that they made for the new king. Like this, they took this dress in their hand and started to burn it. They made few holes in the dress, and as they made few holes in this dress by burning it, they gave it to the king. They thought the king would be very mad, but the king was even more happy that this made a new fashion style in his kingdom, and now he was one of the most fashionable people in his entire kingdom. And so as this was going on, the king suddenly decided to make a new dress. The next day, this was nothing of a surprise for the tailors, but they started to make a new dress again and again and again. They suddenly got a new idea, and this was a even better idea. So one of the tailors stood in front of the mirrors of the king, and as he stood like this, taking all of the space in front of the mirror, and as the king was being undressed by one of his tailors, the tailor completely took off every single part of cloth, every single piece of cloth from the king's body. And then when the king opened his eyes, he looked exactly like the tailor as the king thought, but in reality he was not even close to looking like the tailor. He was just naked without any dress, and as he was naked without any dress, he went to the public to show his new dress, and the public was horrified at looking at the king naked. And so as the king was even more horrified by realizing what the tailors had done to him, he fired both of those tailors, and he stepped down from the job of him being king. And so this is the end of our video. So tata and goodbye, see you tomorrow again. And as today the king now lives in his own basement and is making new dress for the other king, the new king that has been voted for the kingdom, because the new king is even more better, and the old king also has a good taste in clothes. So both of them made a very good bond, and also so the old king is working under the influence of the new king. So this is the end of our video. So tata and goodbye, see you tomorrow again. So goodbye.